Hello everyone, this is Bhumika and this is going to be our first podcast and very special because we are going to discuss about mental health care in corporate wellness. So today we have Mr. Sachin Gadia and he is a director of digital who have 25 years of experience, more than 25 years of experience in corporate life, and he has seen corporate challenges in a very deeper manner, personally and professionally as well. So today we are going to learn from him. Hi sir, how are you feeling?
A bit excited today. Actually, this is also my first podcast, and really thank you for inviting me to share my experiences on this particular topic that we are going to discuss today.
Sir, a pleasure. So let's move with very simple question. That is, what does mental health mean to you, like personally?
To me, mental health is more about awareness. Let me give you an example. When we talk about our physical health, we get the signs whether we are good or bad in shape. In the same manner, with respect to mental health, we get the signs. But the thing is, in most of the cases, people are really not aware about those signs. And due to that, those are being ignored. And once those are ignored, it basically piles up, and then it becomes a kind of a big issue. They might not basically even discuss with their friends, families, and that is where basically it deepens down at a deeper level and creates a big gap. And that's why I always emphasize that awareness is the first step towards any precaution or cure. So that is what personally it means to me.
I definitely agree. And even sometimes it happens that you have to accept in your own self that yes, you're not feeling good. You have to accept and you have to share with your friends, and this is how cycles go.
Exactly. And one of the other aspect which I have experienced during the course of journey is that when we are supposed to talk about mental health, people take it very wrong.
Society stigma.
Exactly, it's a stigma, taboo, that when a word mental comes, it automatically basically creates a picture of something else, which is not correct.
Okay, so let's move into second question. That is, what made Softude decide to focus, on the mental healthcare industry? Like we being the IT service providing company says, but what made you? Is there any point where you realized? And so just wanted to know from your perspective.
It's been 20 years into the industry, like a Softude journey, and we have been working on healthcare, specifically fitness and wellness domain, since long. As I mentioned earlier also, that is in physical form, and everybody gains understand what is good, what is bad, what is going on with the physical health. Now during the course of journey, we identified few aspects with respect to mental health when we are working with one of our client in Australia and another in US. While discussion on the fitness and wellness applications and solutions, there kind of a discussion arise of meditation, people suffering from anxiety, burnout, and other aspect of mental health, and that's where basically it clicked. So what we did is we researched, we had many discussion with subject matter experts. Like 6 months ago, we have also participated in one of the mental health conferences in Bangalore, and from there, what we identified is a big gap and the geography that we studied specifically is India, Australia, and US. And there we saw the opportunity how we can serve. And then we started again, as we all know, that the charity begins at home. So the corporate wellness, we are a team of 410 plus people, and that's where we started understanding the kind of an behavioral analysis, sentimental analysis, anxiety, and other disorders by talking to people in a very subtle manner, releasing some campaigns and so on and so forth. So from there we collated the data, have a proper insight, then again had a detailed discussion with the management and other stakeholders, and from there we started picking up that.
Perfect. So I think this, the way you share your perspective is really impactful, because I have seen the companies that even I have worked earlier as well. So the company mainly focuses on other industry, but it really felt home to me that you're saying that Softude is focusing more on mental healthcare industry specifically. So I believe this is a very core concept, right? So now, like, this made me to move on to the next question. So let me just throw it out to you. You have spent years in corporate life. So what do you think really causes burnout in workplaces today?
There is not a single cause. There are multiple causes of this, and I would really like to segregate this into generations. If I talk about my generation, a burnout or stress is something which we have identified during our working, specifically not achieving the deadlines, work pressure, not able to manage the work-life balance at times, not at times only. However, while studying the other generation, for example, millennials and Gen Z, their acceptance or burnout causes are altogether different. Their challenges are different. Our challenges were totally different. Gen Z, if I talk about, they are very clear in their mind what they need, what they want. They are vocal. Our generations were not vocal. They know their limits. They say even that this is what this is, which is very good. Also, at times, again, pros and cons are always there. But all in all, what I have felt in general is, specifically in the professional life, is deadline pressures, communication pressure. For example, are you dealing with your manager or a leader, a boss? So everybody has own way of managing people. Some are harsh, some knows how to deal with people, and that's why they keep the balance. So having that type of communication also creates a good, like, a gap between people, and that's where people don't leave company, people leave always managers. So what I recommend over here is to, if your employees are having this kind of signs, burnout signs or pressure or any kind of other signs, I think the senior people, the leaders, should intervene and should understand the gaps, and then they should basically take that step forward to eradicate that. So that is what I strongly believe.
Even I feel that nowadays, I'm observing that people get burnout because of lack of break as well.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
which is very, I mean, a very, which could be avoidable as well sometime. But this is something a very small thing, but people are taking a bigger manner as well. Like I think you have talked about from my idea because I'm also Gen Z. Comes into that.
Right.
So yeah.
Yeah, and that is where the see again. If I'm coming from the like again my generation and I'm taking care of like again managing Gen Z, then I also need to understand their perspective. It is not something that I am always right. What I firmly believe is what is right rather than who is right. So once we keep that balance now, I think that can be manageable at workplace.
Correct. I have seen your post where you mentioned this, particularly that you don't mind who is right, but what is right.
That is only important to me.
Um, Let me ask one question to you. Like I know that you have, years of experience working on solutions around apps, mobile apps, websites, user experience, many more. So, do you think like there are many corporate wellness apps I have observed in the
Yes, there are.
So, from your user experience perspective, do you think they are solving real problems or still there is any kind of gap?
Nicely put it. So while we are exploring this particular domain, uh, during our journey, we have explored multiple apps also available globally and at India level. And to my surprise, we have found significant gaps in those apps. Uh, One of the biggest gap that we found is they are very, very generic in nature. They are not really solving the core problems or the core aspect of specific. So they are very generic in nature because again, when we have studied mental health, it's just not anxiety, it's just not burnout. It is far beyond this symptoms. Like again, relationship issues, suicidal, ADHD, autism, and many more. One size fits all doesn't work over here, and that is where we are only specific, like again, focusing on some of the niche areas where most of the people are having those kind of problems, and how technology can only help to a specific problem rather than creating one app for all. It will not going to work and it will not going to solve the problem also.
Like I mean, we have seen some challenges over autism, ADHD. These are the disorder where they need a personalization instead of just creating on quantity.
Now, I think every problem needs personalization, and you like again you said a very right word, personalization. Whether it is autism, ADHD, or postpartum, or relationship issue, or each and everything, everybody has its own problem. They are suffering with their own challenges, and everybody needs a kind of an attention, coziness to it, and a kind of an openness where they can share their problems, and with an anticipation of getting the solution also. And that's where the real challenge lies.
Yes, I have observed even this generation people, they prefer rather going to their family to ask something. They prefer more on sharing their mental health care problem over social media platforms. I mean,
Exactly, yes, I just wanted to share one more thing. Today only I was when I was reading newspaper, so a kind of a study they have shared that right now the youth, rather than indulging into the physical activity or physical sharing with friends, they are more sharing all those things with AI chatbots.
even I have observed the people used to share their stat story even on their Instagram stories rather than just sharing this with their friends. They share
But they are sharing it publicly.
Yes.
But through bot, they are having a one-to-one conversation, and even bots are helping. So yes, technology is definitely helping at one end. It's not like that.
Correct. Okay, so one quick question just arise on my mind. How do you think AI can be used in a practical and smart way to support corporate wellness, like as you have shared. So what would be AI role here?
AI would play a very critical role over here. Like again, as I shared just now, that the youth, 40% of the youth are now interacting with the bots. And this is where I think AI would really help to understand one's problem in a very cozy space, a very personalized space. AI would also going to help in cross-questioning few aspects when a person is interacting with it. So for example, and it is exactly same the way that even a kind of if I go to psychiatrist and I had one-to-one discussion with them, it is equivalent to almost that. But that AI would play a vital or a kind of a deeper role in that it will going to get the data from the global aspect and then can interact, understand the sentiments, and then put up his question on that. Now on the other side, how AI can help as a corporate level. So for example, one thing which is in every corporate or everywhere you're going to find is communication. So there could be multiple channels of communication, but communication is there, right? So you communicate, for example, over here in Softude, we communicate through Teams, through email, and at times WhatsApp also. Now, if you analyze the communication, the professional communication, not the personal one, the professional communication through emails and Teams, you will definitely going to understand the communication pattern, the lows and highs, the tone, irritation, the sentiments, other aspect. And based on that, if AI can provide a kind of a trigger to their seniors or the leaders that this is what is happening in the organization, and that will really help in organization taking proactive steps. Another thing that what we specifically have applied specific on the project management side, that AI helps in understanding the workload. So if the tasks are being allocated to specific people or resources, and that AI understand if there is an added workload, so that is where basically it's communicate to the project manager or the technical heads, and that's where they keep that balance properly. And in that manner, we are utilizing AI on the mental health space.
I think this will act as a best friend.
It will indeed.
Yeah, best friend. And even though a team member doesn't know a lot about you, what's your current status, but that AI will know.
Absolutely. There are so many things which you cannot hide from AI. So that in any case, it will going to read, understand, and create the insight on top of that. And I think it will also going to understand the unheard of it.
Yeah, makes sense. So, sir, I'm going to ask one question to you. I think this is not to know from my perspective, but as Softude. Okay. So, if you could change just one thing about workplace culture to improve mental wellness, what would it be?
That's a good one. If I would have to change one thing, and that one thing would be a kind of an open conversation or communication on mental health issues. So I think, and that is also part of our culture, and our culture actually promotes that. The Softude culture definitely promotes that, the open culture. The only thing I think that we really need to focus upon, though there are so many other topics that we discuss openly, but this mental health is something I think that requires a kind of an open conversation. And I think that is one thing will definitely going to change, not only in Softude, but I think in most of the organization if that culture comes. So that is one thing from us.
Perfect. Sounds Like really, it's needed actually because people prefer not to discuss it even with the teammates. Also, you don't discuss that.
Exactly.
I'm not feeling good. I'm not feeling well because of certain things are going around my mind. They don't used to share. So this platform and this kind of conferences are also very important in corporate as well. Not only this company, we have seen like in big companies as well, multinational companies also. They don't used to organize this kind of culture, but this is something I believe much needed.
Exactly, and in the recent verdict by High Court, specifically, what they have given a verdict now is that the schools and the colleges had to have the subject matter expertise into their organization, as in counselor, as in uh, providing a kind of an help and support to the students specifically suffering from anxiety and other aspect. So that is a very good step that High Court has taken.
Correct. And actually, just while the conversation, one just thought stuck on my mind right now. I would like to share. Even I feel that there should be a subject of mental health care on the particular in school as well. Like after certain
Absolutely.
classes, there should be because people, I mean, children are not aware.
It's all about awareness.
Correct. It begins with awareness. So
Thank you so much.
thank you so much.
It was amazing discussion, and I think a lot of execution is needed. Definitely, in whatever manner, Softude will definitely going to help to the end users, to the industry. But yes, a kind of an support which is required by every other fraternity or stakeholders that will really help us to take it further. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for joining us. And in future we'll be definitely having this kind of impactful and special podcast for you. Where we'll be having our SMEs of mental health care and other domain as well. So stay tuned.